All right, do you have some, do you have anything that you'd like to present to us?
Well, Mr. Mayor, thank you. This is a journey we started in February, and largely, as we discussed early on, no large changes to the revenues. I think the only changes we're proposing to the FY26 budget is in the water and sewer rates. Those are small incremental increases of 2.25% and 2.5%. Every other fee stays the same. This is a budget that largely addresses some of the longstanding personnel issues that the town has had, staffing issues in terms of compensation. So it goes a long way to addressing that, moving everyone to market in terms of salaries. So that's, with so many other things underway this year, we didn't propose a lot of capital projects for this fiscal year.
Has everybody had time to meet with Andrew if they wanted to? Okay.
I haven't because I didn't have any questions.
Does anybody have a list of questions or any concerns that they wanted to point out?
If I can, while y'all are considering the ordinance, I just want to thank Michelle for her hard work on the budget. She put in a lot of time, not just for this FY26, but also FY25. And I want to thank her personally, and I know you all do too.
Thank you to both of you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commissioners, I have not had time to go through a few pages of the budget, and I would ask the board's mercy if it would be possible to recess or table the vote and have a special called meeting in a week or so. And
What are
that way I could meet with
certain
Andrew.
guidelines we have to have approved by? Would that include the guidelines?
Yeah, and I would point out to the board, and take as much time as you need, but I would point out to the board, it's been out for a month. We've had it online. We've distributed, obviously, to all of you. Also, we do have to have a special call meeting at some point in June to make adjustments to the FY25 budget, which is typically what we do anyway. So that would mean 2 special call meetings.
We couldn't do them in combination.
When is that special call meeting in June?
Well, we haven't said it yet. We usually set it at this meeting.
And if the commissioners did decide to do that, then it could be on that same agenda, right?
That's up to the board.
If we did that, would we meet the requirements for getting the budget approved in time for the state requirements?
As long as we have it adopted by July 1.
We can't wait until July.
No, no, I wouldn't propose that. Is there something in particular that is problematic or something that we should be looking at or?
No, there was just several parts of it that I had sent some questions written some questions down, and I just hadn't had time to come meet with you and go over them yet.
It's up to y'all.
It's not something we can answer here in the executive session. Not questions he could answer in this meeting? Okay.
And the water sewer, the water, was that a study again from the North Carolina Rural Water Association?
Though that was based on the initial study that they produced for the town 3 years ago, and we did not adhere to their recommendation, which was basically increasing those 2.25%, 2.5% amounts annually to get us to a certain rate. So that's just the first step. So you follow me? So initially, when they proposed a rate system to the town, they proposed an initial rate to move up to, which was a very steep increase of over 70%. But they also proposed and recommended that we adopt an incremental increase every year for the next, I believe it was 5 years, 4 or 5 years. We didn't adhere to that. We kept rates the same. So we adopted that initial rate, but we never went to the 2.25, 2.5 in subsequent years. So here it is 3 years later.
So is that kind of catching us up, what we got in there?
Yes, and keeping us ahead of inflation. There are still some things that we have put off, and that's because the fund is solvent at this point, and, we have a little bit of a surplus. But, we have to invest in the radio read meters, which, we're quickly coming to the point where we have to acquire the equipment and the software to do that, because all of Bryson's Ridge and all of Walnut Cove and many of the replacement meters that we've been putting in are radio read. So that will save time in terms of staff time, and also it will facilitate billing. It also gives people a glimpse into, because the software tells you if somebody has a leak. Obviously, they have an inordinate amount of water, so it produces an alert on the system. So we'd be able to go out there and let people know that they had a leak, shut their water down, and get them to fix the leak. So there are a lot of advantages, but we haven't made that investment in the equipment because it's pricey. And so, this would kind of give us a breathing room. We had talked about it as a staff, Bobby, Michelle, and I, about rolling that out in FY27, so next fiscal year after this upcoming. So it kind of, makes it, some of that is an investment in the capital infrastructure. We've been building that capital fund. All make sense? I know it's been incremental the past 3 years, but we've been making progress.
You got another question?
Not right now.
You want to do it now, please? Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine with me.
Well, let me ask this. How is your question not in depth enough that we could do a short recess and we could get the answer to your question?
I had several of them, and I can email them. It was several pages. And I just hadn't. I mean, with everything, it wasn't the right time.
Right.
The actual budget hasn't really changed much since last year. The only things that have really changed are the salaries.
Right.
So it's public record, so I mean, I could answer the questions pretty quickly if you wanted to go it and let me know what you needed.
If y'all like to vote, don't let me hold you up. That's
No, it's
okay.
just that this is a busy month, and then if we don't do the budget, we will not be able to do this, part for the community building, because we won't know if we're gonna have the money to finish the community, to do what we need to do for that,
To do the demo?
yeah. Because that has to be planned for next year and for the guy to get started.
Well, I think, as long as it's being, since you are sending it out for its review, we need to go on and vote on it tonight.
All right.
Is that in form of a motion that we take a vote?
I make a motion that we vote on the budget tonight and approve it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, wonderful, thank y'all. All right, so we've got a budget ready to go for fiscal year '26, and we've got it up ready for a vote. It's been up to consideration of the commissioners, and we appreciate y'all reviewing it and taking your time and making sure everything looks good. So if we can get a motion to approve the budget?
We just did, motion and second and voted.
Oh, did we do that?
We did.
Oh, my gosh. Sorry about that. Are you?
I'd still be happy to answer any questions that you may.
Yes, thank you. Okay, consideration of budget amendment 2025-09, adjusting revenues.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This budget amendment is required by statute because revenues have come in as y'all, I'll take you back in the Wayback Machine. Last fiscal year, we had a reval. We weren't exactly sure what the ad valorem would come back, and so we have had to largely adjust in this budget amendment the revenues due to the increased collection on the ad valorem, largely. That's what.
So, because I'm not sure, before we go any further on that, I want to make a motion that we go back into regular session before we cover that next. I think we voted before we came out of open session. Did we?
Yeah. You did.
We came,
Yep.
to come out of open session?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Any questions on the budget amendment for the manager?
I make a motion, we approve budget amendment 2025-09.
Thank you. Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Consideration of budget amendment 2025-10, reverting funds to fund balance. Can you please explain this? Michelle, do you want to?
Sure. So if you remember a couple of months back, I think it was February, we borrowed $75,000 from our savings to pay for pump, was that another one? And so DEQ said that they would pay for the emergency repairs. And now that we're so close to the end of the fiscal year, we haven't finished it yet. We need to put the money back so that so the accounting is leveled off.
Savings is going back up, right?
Yes,
Okay.
just for now.
Yes.
Then we'll do the same thing again. We'll pay and they'll reimburse, we'll do the same offsetting.
Well, no, we
accounting.
don't anticipate having to take that $75,000 back out again. We are working with the DEQ to get the approval for the $3 million to do the emergency repairs. That's what this pump was for, but, you know, we're just about there. Bobby has to work with the engineer to do a drawdown on that pump so that they can verify the gallons per, I apologize for that. I should put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Verify the pump so that it's a like-for-like replacement, and then I think we'll get that approval, so we won't have to then utilize that fund balance to pay for that pump. So it'll be, qualifies as an emergency repair.
Nice. So then I would like to approve, make a motion to approve budget amendment 2025-09,
Thank you. Second.
10,
Dash
excuse me,
10.
-10.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Consideration of bid tabulation depot restoration project. Take it away.
So y'all have the bid tab that we received, calculated by the architect. What we are proposing, the low bidder is Westridge Construction LLC out of Raleigh. at just over $1 million for the base bid and the add alt items. And we're recommending that the board approve that bid for the award, and then we can, with the board's approval, work with them to develop contract docs and set a project schedule.
So you need a motion to accept them, to accept the bid, correct? You need a motion to accept the bid?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion, we accept the bid from West Ridge.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next up is disposition of the community building.
Mr. Mayor, I think it was 2 months ago, this board tasked us with getting a price for the demolition of the building, given the cost of the remediation and reconstruction at the community building. You have before you that price. We have proposed, because of the actual quantity that we're talking, about $48,500, dividing it over this fiscal year, because we do have a balance of funds that were directed to the community building, and the incoming fiscal year. That's what Michelle was referring to regarding the budget. So we kind of split that amount unevenly, but nevertheless utilize those funds in this fiscal year and as well as next. So that covers the cost of demolition and leveling the site, grassing it, and of course bringing it back up to grade, because there is that partial basement.
But the 48.5 is the total. You'll pay part of it between the 2025 budget and the rest in 2026 budget.
That's correct. It's not the actual total. The one stipulation is that the town pick up the tipping fees at the county. So
Okay.
that's, we don't anticipate those being all that much, though.
So I make a motion, we approve this disposition of the community building with Perkison Landscapes.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on, reports from the chamber. Can you tell us about?
I can talk about this with you.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Okay, we had, the chamber started a new event this, past weekend. It was called Chalk It Up. And, we had 10, grade 3 through adult artists, sidewalk chalk artists that participated. And, if you haven't seen the pictures, I understand they're online somewhere. Is it on the mayor's website?
It's up there in Artist Art Center.
Okay, in the Artist Art
Artist Art
Center.
Center.
And take a few minutes and look at them, because they were pretty amazing. Yeah. Any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Pam. Code enforcement.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. As you can see on your monthly report, we only had two properties that me and Andrew had discussion with. That was the property of 322 East Nash Street, 508 East Nash Street. Both of those are residential properties. Neither one of the representatives or the property owners did show up to the town for the hearing. So I made a decision after talking with Town Manager Dianio to offer them a 90-day window by August 21st to gather a CO or show us that they do have the house up to standards with a report by Nash County Building Inspections. If not, the town will go into doing the fines and maybe talk with them on the next step. Also, the only thing else we have is the hearings and penalties is every month. 409 West Main Street, $10,600. 804 East Nash, $10,600. 406 Hopkins Avenue, the owner did remove the shipping container, so that one has stopped at $7,900. And we did have some cars that we've been tagging into town. A lot of people have been bringing in a lot of junk motor vehicles. They have the 10-day window to have them removed. I think that 10-day window ends this week right here. So if that's not done, we'll be working with the local towing company to get them removed. And also, we'll be working on 317 South Walnut Street. We had to complain about that one, about the junk motor vehicles. So we're gonna be working on that owner to try to get that area cleaned up. Any questions from the mayor or the board?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Police chief?
This month, we had 6 listed incident reports. 410 total calls for service, 68 traffic stops, 209 security checks, 8 traffic accidents, 5 domestic violence calls, 9 disturbances or fight calls, 13 total investigations, with 11 of those being cleared.
Thank you for keeping us safe, Chief.
Yeah, always.
Manager?
Board has my report. I don't know if y'all have any questions for me or,
That's it. If not, we'll get a motion to adjourn.
We did have one continued item, we're gonna move to
oh, that's right,
continuing that.
Pumpkin Festival, right? The
Which
board
one?
had taken that up, so it's on the agenda and can certainly be continued, but it'll stay on the agenda until the board has a disposition of it.
Well, we just continue it on the Pumpkin Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Just keep continuing it on the next month.
Right, can we get a board vote on that?
Make a motion, we continue the Pumpkin Festival permit to next month's meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen, and Ms. Lucas for being here. That was the shortest one we've had in a long time.
Oh, boy.
That one just run out.
Bye, Linda.
Good night.
Have a good night. All right, Pam. People always ask Pam if they see her without Ellie. Where's Ellie?
To do it for personal reasons, you know?
That dog's picture in the paper. Otherwise, they
Care what Michelle says about it.
Yeah, I guess.
That's it.
Social service.
It's a need.
They were not told.
The one on Main Street is still for sale. Take care.
I don't know whether, probably they're under investigation.
Yeah, the one on Main Street. The
Girl.
New owners, do they know what the fine is?
See you later.
Thank you for everything.
Take care, Mark.
Both of us wear a lot of hats.
Yes, sir. That's why I was just telling Justin.
We've been talking to
Yes, sir.
but not about Springfield, luckily.
No, no.
Oh, well, actually, now they both are here. Well, on that, property.
Oh.
So that was what you, several times I thought about emailing the attorney, just saying, but I guess before I did anything, I guess since you're here, you want to like email me, and I can email you, I can just email you, or. That's another reason, I guess, I got it in my notes somewhere, but I didn't.
So maybe it just sends a reminder saying, hey, are we making
So are you loving Brandy's over there, the coffee and stuff?
Okay.
I looked at it, I said, maybe somebody was messing.
I guess every time I thought about it, you may have talked to someone, and I didn't want to.
Bernie did come in and get Chris Ferguson did come in and get a fence permit, but that's the last,